Well, there's just a couple things that's funny about today, but first and foremost, good morning, you guys. I totally woke up on the right side of the bed today. I'm just so glad to have that exam behind me now. But what's funny about that is for the last 3 months, 2 months, I've been waking up super early in the morning. My husband wakes up at about 3:30. He leaves around 4 a.m. And right about when he leaves is when I wake up because I walk out with him and say goodbye in the morning. And then I go and I start making coffee and studying and just trying to hack at it. And after a couple hours of studying there, around 6, I get ready for work. I head downtown. Lately, I've been making breakfast at home because it's just a little healthier. If you tend to eat out a lot, you spend more money and you eat a lot more, I noticed. So that was a habit I changed in the last month too. Sorry about the construction. This is part of the story, why I'm parked out here. But I've been coming to work early, and my boss is okay with me coming to the office and getting here by 7 a.m. and I'll hop on the computer and start studying again there. And then I don't start work till 9. It's been great. I get stuff done in the morning. If I have to run errands to the local VA, it's just a couple blocks down the road. The problem is that it's become such a habit. And this morning, even though I consciously knew I didn't have to study, I was really glad, Woke up at 4. I was sitting there kind of wondering what to do with myself. And out of habit, I made breakfast. I fed the cat, the dog. I said hi to the chickens. And I thought, well, I got all this time. I took a nice long shower and I did my hair. And I came to work, and halfway down the freeway, I'm driving, and I thought, what am I going to do once I get to work? It's not even 7 a.m. yet. And I'm sitting here in the parking lot of my office, and these great people are out here improving Reno and making the roads safer and cleaner and better. And they're still wrecking the house that was right behind our office. And I'm sitting here 2 hours early with nothing to study. It's not to say I'm not going to find something to do, because I'll go in, I'll probably clean up the office a little bit and study some scripture. Maybe we'll talk about something new this week. But I just thought it was a interesting thing to share. I'm sitting here and I was all gung-ho about getting here early this morning, like I always do, and got here and now I have nothing to do. So I did think something was funny yesterday, finding directions to this office where I went and took the exam. It's like a government office that tests on all kinds of state licenses. Like, there was a lady there that was with me testing for a CNA, I think she said. But the funny thing is, I remember thinking, well, I'm gonna look on Google Maps and figure out where this place is. And I looked it up, and it was, lo and behold, just on the other side of the freeway from my son's high school. Easy. I mean, I knew where it was. And so I had it in the back of my head. And my coworker, I've made a video with her before. Her name's Hannah. Sweetest girl ever. Just very organized, and everything's perfectly straight on her desk, and everything's always done right and always thorough and very typey, and she's fantastic. She's very good at planning things ahead. So before I left yesterday, she was like, well, do you have the address? Did you Google it? Are you going to pull it up on your phone? How are you going to find this place? Do you know where it's at? Do you know what exit to take? And I'm just like, Hannah, I know where it's at. And she's like, well, how do you know it's at? And I told her, I said, it's right across from my son's school. And she's like, well, have you been there before? And I said, no, not really. And she's like, well, grab your phone. you better pull up Google directions. And she went through this whole spiel of pulling it up on Google Maps. And then she's like, you need to click on the little person down in the corner, click on the little person and drag it onto the blue lines. And when you drag it onto the blue lines, it'll pull up the picture of the actual area that the Google car recorded. And I was thinking, oh my word, Hannah, back in the day when we used to have to find something before we all had cell phones in our hand. And that's the thing with life now, everybody's walking around with that damn phone in their hand. But I remember, if you didn't know where you were supposed to go, you had to find somebody that had been there before, call them and ask them for directions. And it would usually entail, okay, not like Google, like go 2.4 miles down I-80 and take exit number 73, Clearacre Lane exit, and 1.3 miles down the road, hang a left on Double Diamond Road. That's the way directions are now, right? When I was growing up, it was, you're gonna go down the main road until you see the gas station. When you see the Shell gas station, not the Chevron, the Shell, you turn left. And then you go down that road maybe about 4 blocks. 4 blocks. Not 0.5 miles, not 1 mile. 4 blocks. You go 4 blocks, and when you see the white picket fence, you're gonna hang a right. And then there was no way of knowing what this place looked like except for what that person told you it looked like. And that's how you knew. You're right on the white picket fence. I'm the 3rd house on the left with the flamingos in the yard. And God help you if your neighbors had flamingos too. But that's the way we used to find things. We used landmarks, and we called somebody and got directions, and God forbid you even wrote them down. That's the way it happens. Now you just type an address into the phone, you post it on your dashboard, and you just listen to this lady, 1.5 miles, turn left on Thomas Avenue. Who is that voice? Why does she have an accent? I want to get a Google directions map thing, but I want it to be in a Chinese accent or something really fun. I've heard ones in French. And one time, when we had the first GPS machine that came out, my ex-husband bought one that you actually had to suction cup to your windshield, and then the little mount hung off your windshield, and you had this giant, it was like a little TV screen that you would pop into the mount. And that thing you had to plug it into the cigarette lighter, and then you punch in the directions and hope that the address was registered on it. If you didn't update it, it didn't have the address, and you'd never find it. And so those things, my son was playing with it one time and accidentally changed the language to Dutch. And so we drove from Colorado to Dumas, Texas, listening to this Dutch woman tell us how to get to Dumas, Texas. It was awesome. We were cracking up in the back seat. My ex-husband was losing his mind. He's like, what does that mean? Does that mean left or right? What am I doing? We learned like a couple numbers in Dutch because it would always notify us of the exit when we passed it. But okay, now I'm way out in left field. Let me come back in again real quick. I'm here early, and I decided to make you guys a quick video. Hope it made you laugh. Either way, I'm going to head inside, and I am going to study a little scripture and give big thanks to Jesus, because none of this would have been possible without him. We always have to remember, I guess that's the lesson today, is when good things happen, don't forget, you still continue to pray. It's easy for us to get down on our knees and pray for help when we need it. When bad times rise, we need comfort, we need something. But when good times arise too, don't forget, a little appreciation goes a long way. And your path would not be your path if God hadn't chosen it for you. So you're just walking down it. and you have to thank him when it's a good sunny pathway. And I have to remember that too. It's easy to forget because when things go good, you're too busy rejoicing that you don't realize that, you know, there's a reason for that. Yeah, a bug just flew on my nose. It's all right. It's Nevada. So, time to go. Say thank you. And I also thank you guys, because not one comment ever came across saying, well, if you do fail, just know you try again. If you do fail, if this, if that. You guys were all like, you got this. You're going to do it. You'll do fine. You'll do great. And you know, I thought at first, like, okay, these are just words. But, you know, I was thinking about that when I went in. I was thinking about how everybody that I messaged out here on YouTube, everybody I was messaging on WhatsApp and Instagram, I was just like, wow, everybody is so certain that I'm going to have this test. And I'm the only one that had doubts. And afterwards, when I realized I passed, I realized I was the only one that was wrong. You guys were all right. So, thank you guys. And I'll make another video soon. I did order a webcam, so it looks like live. Military stories on a live cam is coming soon. I'm thinking Thursday morning, so not today, not tomorrow. The cam is arriving tomorrow, but I gotta set it up. And then Thursday morning, since I'm gonna be up early anyway, might as well share my greatest moments in the military. I'm willing to put my neck out and humiliate myself for you guys. I hope it makes you laugh, but I love you guys very much, and I appreciate you very much. And I hope you guys are loving each other. Take care of each other, pray for each other, and encourage each other the way you've encouraged me. And the world will continue to go around with a better life for all of us. So stay salty as always, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.